Veterans, check this out. If you didn't stay in the military for 20 years, you might think that you missed out on the only real pension the military offers, but that is absolutely not the case. In fact, what I'm about to show you can give you more control, more flexibility, and more long-term security than the traditional military pension ever could. So today I'm walking you step by step how you can build your own private pension, one that's built from savings that you already earned while serving and structured to provide guaranteed income for life from one source and tax-free income for life from another source, and market protection the entire way. Even if you only served one enlistment, and I'm not talking theory, I'm talking real numbers, real strategies, and real veterans across the country who are already using this exact system. So let's get started. Now, ever since 2018, every new service member has been under the BRS, the Blended Retirement System. The BRS replaced the old all-or-nothing pension with a hybrid approach. So you get a smaller pension if you stay 20 years, but you also get a 401k style account, the TSP, with government matching contributions. So this means something very important. Even if you separate at 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever, you still walk away with real retirement dollars that you keep. That's something the old system never gave short-term service members. And here's how the BRS match works. And pay attention because most people get this wrong. During your first 2 years of service, you automatically receive a 1% contribution from the government. Now, once you hit 2 years, the government starts matching you up to 4% if you contribute at least 5% of your own pay. That's 100% instant return on your money. Unfortunately, most service members never take advantage of it, or they stop contributing when money gets tight, not realizing the long-term cost of doing that. Now, this TSP match is important because for the majority of veterans, this becomes the foundation of their private pension. It doesn't replace the military pension, and it doesn't compete with the military pension, but it becomes part of your own private retirement engine, the one that you own, the one that you control, and the one that follows you for life. Now, let me show you how this actually works using a real scenario. So let's take a veteran who enlists at age 25. Right? He serves from 25 to 35, and he starts as an E3. Now, he gets the normal promotions and he leaves the service as an E6. This is extremely common. Most service members don't stay 20 years, but most serve long enough to get promotions, to get the full TSP match, and build up real savings. So this veteran contributes 5% of his pay to the TSP the entire time. And after the first 2 years, he receives the full 5% match from the government. So here's what that looks like in plain English. So years 1 and 2, he gets only the automatic 1% from the government, but years 3 to 10, the government gives him the full 5% match. By the time he separates at age 35, he's contributed about $19,750 of his own money, and the government has contributed the rest. So the total combined contributions over those 10 years is about $36,700. And with a 5% annual return on average, his TSP balance grows to around $45,000. So at age 35, he exits the military with about $45,000 in a tax-deferred retirement account. And this is where the private pension journey begins. So at 35, he's now in civilian life, building his career, starting his family, getting established. And he decides he wants a real retirement strategy, not hope or guesswork, but guaranteed lifetime income starting at age 65. He wants something he controls, something the market cannot wipe out, and something that grows tax-free and pays tax-free for the rest of his life. And here's how that works. So we take the $45,000 in his TSP and we roll it tax-deferred into our market-protected Retire Max Elite private pension growth plan. Now, this rollover has no fees, no out-of-pocket costs, and no taxes due. And here's something that's important. Because his balance is relatively small, we can perform a Roth conversion over the course of a few years. And that means we pay the taxes while the balance is still low, and once it's in a Roth status, it grows tax-free forever. And every dollar he takes out later is tax-free. Now, this is one of the biggest advantages of separating before the balance gets too large. You can Roth convert early and avoid future tax hits. So for the first 10 years, from age 35 to 45, we place his funds into a high cap S&P 500 strategy that participates in the market upsides but never loses money when the market drops. So there's no market risk, no fees, no future contributions, just protected growth. And based on today's projections, his $45,000 grows to around $80,000 by age 45 without him ever adding another penny. So this is the first building block of his private pension. So now we move into the second 10-year cycle. So at age 45, we take the roughly $80K and we roll it into another protected growth account for another 10 years. Same strategy, same protection, same upside potential. And by age 55, his money has grown to around $140,000 with still no additional contributions. Now this is important. He hasn't added a dollar since the day he left the service, and he hasn't taken on any risk, and he hasn't paid a single fee, nor has he been subject to any market crashes. He simply let the plan work. So now we enter the third phase, guaranteed income growth. And this lasts from age 55 to 65. So we take the $140,000 and we move it into a Retire Max Elite Income for Life account. Now this account guarantees a 10% annual roll-up on the income base, not the cash value, the income base for 10 straight years. Again, no market risk, no out-of-pocket costs, and still no new contributions. Now, by age 65, his income base has grown to over $300,000. And at that point, he can turn on almost $24,000 a year of lifetime income. And this is the first private pension stream. Remember, the entire private pension stream came from money that he earned during his 10 years in the military, money that he never added to after age 35. So before we continue, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow veteran or service member who might need to hear this. All right, now let's rewind back to age 35, because this is where the real power comes in. See, the guaranteed income stream is great, but by itself, it's not enough. This veteran has VA disability income, and he may qualify for Chapter 31 or 33 benefits. And he's earning more in his civilian career. So we add the second engine. This is a high cash value indexed universal life policy that's structured under IRS Code 7702, designed specifically for tax-free retirement income. And here's what he gets with this policy. Complete market protection, tax-deferred growth, tax-free income, tax-free death benefit, and full liquidity the entire time, meaning he can use his money without any penalties. This is not a traditional life insurance policy. This is a tax-free retirement tool that wealthy families have used for decades. Now, remember what he contributed to the TSP while he was in service, about $200 a month. So we start his IUL at $300 per month, and we design the policy with a $250,000 starting death benefit. Now that gives him room to overfund it properly, and it protects his family if something were to happen. Now here's the funding plan. $300 a month for 2 years, $600 a month for the next 2 years, and $900 a month from age 39 until age 64. Now he has full access the entire time, and within 7 to 8 years, he can self-finance his own cars, vacations, weddings, or anything else, recapturing the interest that he would have otherwise been giving to the banks. But even if he never uses it for banking and simply funds the policy straight, the results are powerful. By age 65, his cash value grows to over $800,000, and he can draw at least $70,000 a year tax-free for life. So now we have the second engine of his private pension. All right, so let's bring it all together. So here are his personal contributions. TSP, $19,750. IUL contributions, $278,400 for a combined total of $298,150. Now look what he gets in return. $24,000 a year tax-free from the guaranteed income account. Remember, we Roth converted that. $70,000 a year tax-free from the IUL. So $94,000 a year total tax-free income. And even if he spends every dollar, his family still receives about $543,000 tax-free at the end of his life. So over a 21-year retirement, let's say, he receives $1.97 million in tax-free income. Now you add the $543,000 death benefit, and the total tax-free value is $2.5 million. Now you add a 25% tax savings compared to traditional retirement accounts, and his equivalent benefit is about $3.15 million. And that's all starting from a 10-year military career, all tax-free, all market protected. Veterans, this is how you build a private pension without serving 20 years. So if you found this helpful and you want to see your own numbers, your actual situation, just comment wealth below or click the link on the screen to book a free 30-minute strategy call. There's no obligations, no pressure, just real guidance and real numbers tailored to your goals. Look, you served your country. You earn more than just a handshake. You earn the chance to build real, lasting wealth for your family. So I'm Dan Farnsworth with Victory X Financial. Stay sharp, stay ready, and I'll see you in the next video.